Welcome back to Swiss Watch Expo. This is Angel, and today we're taking a look at some really special perpetual calendars. Stick around. Welcome back to Swiss Watch Expo, and today we're back with another top 3 video. So today we're taking a look at the perpetual calendar offerings throughout some of the best brands in the world. We have such a great selection here at Swiss Watch Expo, so it's very hard for me to tailor this down and pick the 3 that were most important to me and the ones that I thought were so unique. And that's really what we're going to focus on today. 3 really special watches that have some really unique displays and things like that involved. So today we'll be taking a look at the Jaeger LeCoultre Master Calendar Perpetual Calendar, or Master Control Perpetual Calendar. We'll be taking a look at the Blancpain Villa Ray, and we will also be taking a look at the Patek Philippe Grand Complications Perpetual Calendar. So let's get right into it. The first one that I'd love for us to take a look at is this Jaeger LeCoultre, the Master Control Perpetual Calendar. The reason why I love this watch is because it is very, very unique. You have, of course, a very thin profile, 37 millimeters across. This will have the tritium markers around the outside of the bezel or of the dial, which give it a really nice texture. They've patinaed out just a bit. And I haven't seen a watch like this. This one in particular actually seems to have the days of the week in French. And then, of course, the perpetual calendars are watches that can mechanically keep up with not only the time, but the date, the month, the year. And also this one has a beautiful moon phase display here. So it's a very high level of watchmaking. Automatic movements. It's very important to either wear this watch or keep it on a winder so that you don't have to go through resetting all of those complications again. Another thing I really love is that on the moon phase indicator here at the 6 o'clock position, it has the 29.5 marker to really signify what a true moon phase is. So every few years, if you want to be extra accurate in the moon phase dial here, you want to make sure to reset it appropriately. I think it's usually around 6 years or so you'll have to reset that. And then, of course, you'll also have right near the center of the dial a day-night indicator, as well as, of course, your date. The month is also at the top of the dial. I love this as an option for great price point with high level watchmaking. This, for me, I think is a great comparative model if you are on the fence about maybe getting a Patek Philippe Calatrava and you want something that has some more complications to it. A beautiful timepiece here. Of course, you'll have the JLC clasp here on the deployant clasp. And this watch actually has an 8-day power reserve, which is unheard of on a watch of this level as far as the thinness, the complications, the size. It's a really, really high level of watchmaking and sure to bring you a lot of compliments when you wear this. So next up, we will take a look at this gorgeous Blancpain Villa Ray. I love this watch done in the 18 karat rose gold. I love how simple and clean the dial is. With the perpetual calendars, I think that's part of the appeal, to create a watch that looks very clean, very simple, but there's a lot of watchmaking involved with this timepiece. I love the Roman numerals around the outside of the dial. I love how they've positioned all of the hardware, for the most part, through the middle of the dial. You'll see minimal embellishments around the outside. Of course, you'll have a little pip here at the top at the 12. Then you'll have your month and also your leap year indicator. So that way you could see when the 4th year hits. And of course, it will accommodate the extra day of the year. I love these open work leaf style hands. I think it's very smart to have on a watch like this because you'll be able to see the date and the day of the week very easily, even underneath the hands when they're sweeping. They're beautiful and elongated, gorgeous piece here. And then, of course, you will also have the moon phase indicator there at the bottom. This watch is so unique in the way that you actually set and deploy some of those functions. I'm going to turn the watch around here so that you can see the back of the case. It has a really nice hinged double deployment that actually jumps into place as you move it. And if you take a look, you'll see this beautiful movement on the back here. And if you take a look near the lugs, you'll see some smaller pushers, and that's going to be what you use to set and correct all of those functions as far as the month, date, things of that nature. Very discreet, very understated how they've done it. Blancpain has such a high level of watchmaking, and the way that they've done this is just immaculate. A beautiful timepiece. I love the size of it at 42 millimeters. I love how the case is tiered down. It's just a beautiful timepiece. Really a special watch to have in any true watch collector's collection. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, Patek Philippe. Everyone knows the level of watchmaking that they have. And with a watch like this Perpetual calendar, it's a grand complication. It's so clean. I love the dial, but you have so many indicators on this watch. Of course, you'll have your day of the week, your date, this beautiful set with the white Arabic numerals surrounded in black. So the lume is gorgeous on this. Then you'll have your moon phase at the bottom. And the moon phase on this is actually corrected in a way to where it automatically will accommodate those extra long dates that you'll need with the 29.5 hours of the true cycle of a moon phase. Then you'll have the year indicator down between the 4 and the 5 marker. So it'll let you know when the leap year is coming, of course. And then you will have the day night indicator over here near the 7 and the 8 markers. Another thing about this Patek Philippe is you'll notice that there are no pushers or anything on the outside of the case to set all of the functions for the moon phase and the date and the month and everything. It's actually going to be underneath the lugs on the case here. It's a really unique and clean way to set the watch up for success. It's just a stunning timepiece. I love the way that they've tiered out the lugs here. This is an ode to a vintage watch that they created in the 1950s and came back out with it in the 1990s. And they've done such a beautiful job of keeping this watch somehow modern, somehow retro, just very classic. I love the white dial. I love how it has almost a kind of off-white pearl patina, so that way you can really see those numbers stand out on the dial. And of course, Patek Philippe always does a beautiful Côte de Genève on the rotor, as well as the case movement. And they just complement each other so nicely when you take the watch off. Patek Philippe is one of the highest levels of watchmaking. And to have a watch like this at 40 millimeters, it's just a really stunning piece, something that is really meant to be passed down generationally. It takes a lot of watchmaking to create something like this. So my top 3 Perpetual calendars, we have tons of other brands here that are Perpetual calendars, but these are my favorites because I feel like they are so unique and sure to be collectibles for many, many generations to come. Again, this is Angel at SwissWatchExpo with some of my favorite Perpetual calendars. Hop down in the comments and let us know what favorites you have in the Perpetual calendar models that exist out there in Swiss watchmaking. Thanks so much, and we'll see you again soon.